This is the Tahoe Gear Olympia 10-person tent. I got it in green and I've already got it set up here. It has 5 poles total. There are 2 that form an X that set up the main dome, and then there's 1 on each end to hold up the top of the sides, and then there's 1 that's holding up the rainfly right here over the door. The sides require stakes to hold out the bottom. It doesn't stay up on its own without stakes. If you don't stake down the corners, this pole is gonna fall in. So if you're in a place where it's rocky or really hard ground, you're not gonna be able to set up this tent unless you've got some real good stakes. And you cannot set this up on concrete or anything that you can't stake it down in, because your sides are gonna fall in. The only alternative, well, is the rainfly has some little loops here for the guy lines, and you could tie it to a tree or something, and that might be enough to hold it out. It's kind of windy today, so you can see it flexing a little bit. There's nothing in it right now, so if you put stuff in it, that'll help hold the bottom down a little bit. It's got these ventilation flaps on each side, 1 on each end. I've never had a tent with those before, so I'm kind of excited to see if they help with condensation and keeping it cool in there. You've got a window, 1 on each end, and the door. That's all. There is not a window on the back. But the mesh comes halfway down the tent. So you could always, I noticed that if you undo this on the rainfly and use this loop, you could stake it out and you can get some pretty good ventilation under there in the back probably. And I probably will stake this out anyway, because when it's connected, it pulls the tent out and it'll help keep your back wall a little sturdier. The rainfly has good coverage. It connects at each pole and then right here in the back. So 2 in the back, 2 on this side, 2 on that side, 1 in the middle, and then you've got 2 right here and 2 right there. So you've got this nice little canopy, I guess you can call it, over the door. It's not super deep, just like maybe a foot. It gives you a little bit of protection. You can unzip your door a little bit and not worry about getting too wet. There's a Velcro clasp here to help hold your rainfly shut, which is cool. And it's got the zipper, 1 across the bottom and then 1 that goes up the top. This tent is really roomy. It's pretty tall ceiling. I forget what the height is. I'll have to check the specifications. But as you can see, it's pretty tall here on the ends as well. Right now the camera is being held at 5 feet 8 inches. And here's where I run into it, and I'm this close to the edge. So there is plenty of room for a queen air mattress there, plenty of room for a queen air mattress there, and then you have all this space in the middle. It comes out more in the back. It's not, the front is straight, and then the back comes out some, so you get a little bit of extra room there. Here's where you can see, I was talking about the mesh, comes halfway down the tent in the back. So even though there's not a window in the back, you could open up the rainfly a little bit or stake it out and get some ventilation. The windows have a zip on each side and a Velcro in the middle. And then you can roll it up and there's the tabs there to hold it together. You've got a loop here in the middle, so you can hang a light from it. There are no other loops or pockets inside. The only other ones hold up the door. The door's got a typical window screen there. The zippers seem really good quality. I'm not worried about them giving out anytime soon. I did notice, let me see if I can find it, that, see if the camera can see it or not. You can see those little holes there by the seam. It's pretty consistent around the tent. So I might have to do some seam sealing. I've never done that before on my tents, and I've never really had an issue with it that I've been able to notice. But I might have to do that on this tent. It does not have a bucket floor. It's got a seam right here at the bottom for the floor. It's kind of deceiving from the outside because it's got a black strip here, so it makes you think that it's a bucket, but it's not. There's a seam here. This is your, what do you call it, power pocket for a power extension cord, and it zips, so that's nice that you can close it, keep bugs out when you're not using it, and you can zip it tight onto the cord to help with that. The top of the tent, at first I thought I had it set up wrong. It's like off center, like the center of the poles where they cross is here. It's not here at the top. So I thought I had it set up wrong, but I think it's supposed to be that way. It makes the back of the tent a little bit taller, I guess. I set this up by myself, and I had a little bit of trouble at first figuring out the best way to do it because the poles are so long. But I was able to do it. I just took my time. I put in, you have to stake down the tent first, and then I put in one of these big poles. Well, I ran both of them through the loops, and then I put in one pole, but it was laying down sideways, so it went like this on the ground. And then I did the second one, and it pulled it up. So don't try to do it to where it arches upwards when you're putting the first pole in. You can't do it. You're gonna have to do it on its side. And then when you put in the second pole, it'll pull the first pole up with it. So it seems like a good quality tent as far as the materials, with the exception of the seams might need a little bit of help. And I don't know if that's all of the tents or if it's just mine is like that. But anyway, it's definitely roomy. So I'm looking forward to using it.